everybody, welcome back. Just doing a quick game review. Actually, I might even show you how to play Incan Gold here. It's a great game. It's by Alan R. Moon and Bruno Faidutti. This was part of a set they used to have. They came out with a series of games. You can see down here. I don't know if you can see it. There's a 6 there. They made a sequence of games in this kind of set. This was number 6, and I don't really recall the name of the other ones. I know this is one of the ones that was considered good, and I think there's like one other one in there that was above average, and the other ones were just kind of regular games. But either way, it's a great partnership, two great designers, and it's a great game. This is really a push your luck type of game. Very, very easy. It's one of those games that can be played. Actually, it says it over here. It says 3 to 5 players, but I believe on the box it actually has says more than that. Yeah, on the box here, I know it's upside down. It says 3 to 8. It says 20 to 40 minutes, which is pretty reasonable. Most of the time we do it in under 30 minutes. The reason the rule book and the box are a little bit different is that this is actually a reprint that they came up with. In the original, they didn't have artifacts. Or maybe they had less artifacts. In this one, they do have artifacts. They have 5 of them here, which makes it pretty cool. So this is kind of the cards that you put down there. It looks kind of like the stairway to the temple, and it helps you know which turn you're in. The whole game plays out in 5 turns. It's very, very simple. And then you'll stash a artifact underneath each one of these. So when on turn 1, you would take this artifact, which has the yellow border, and you would add it to the game stack. So these are all the cards in the stack, and I'm just going to show you a little bit here. So the ones with the red border, these are hazards. So see, actually, I didn't shuffle these very well, but there's a bunch of hazards here. And then the only other kinds of cards in there are these ones, which are the blue borders, and those are usually treasures. So basically you and whoever else is playing are all archaeologists. You're going into the temple, the Incan temple, and you're trying to come out with as many riches as possible. Now, what makes this game fun though is that you can decide to go in further and explore further, or back out. So everybody will start with 2 cards here, and these are basically just placeholders, if you want to call it that. They're not really worth anything or do anything specific, but this one here basically says that you do not want to keep exploring further and you're going to leave the temple. And this one is that you are going to continue going further. So we're going to pretend that we already shuffled the deck. Oh, and these are the jewels or emeralds and things that you can win. Now I don't know why I can't remember right now what they're worth. Pretty sure these ones here, the greenish ones are worth 1, the black ones are worth 2, and I believe the golds are worth 5. I will have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure that's how that goes. Alright, so, and then this is your little tent where you can collect your goods, which is great because you can stash everything in there and nobody can count and see what you have, which is good. So it keeps your stuff private. So at the beginning of your turn, we've already, let's assume we already shuffled everything. You're going to deal out the first card. Okay. Actually, you know what? We're not going to do an artifact on this one because that's not how it's going to start out. But I will explain the artifacts and why they're beneficial. So you're going to start out with this one here. Now, in the first turn, basically everybody has to play because you're playing, right? So basically everybody would have these two cards in their hand, and all at the same time would play one of them, stating if they're going to go further or if they're going to back out. So on this one, it's the first play. You have to play basically. I mean, you don't have to, but why wouldn't you? So you put that down. Everybody would put that card down. So you would know around the board, people that are playing this card are in for the round. So this one says 14. So you would go in this bag and count out 14, and then you would split it evenly amongst everybody. So you would put a bunch of pieces outside your tent because you haven't actually collected them, but you've only found them. So you'd put your stash. So if it's 2 players, they would have 7, and then the other person would have 7. If it's 3 players, it would be 4 each, which would be 12. And then the remaining balance would go on this card. So there would be 2 right here. All right. So, all right. So now you're going to go a little further, and there's no hazards. So there's no reason to not keep playing, right? So you would say, okay, I'm going to keep playing. Everybody's going to keep playing. Now you do the second card. Boom. All right. So now you have a hazard. So the hazard is fire. So there's 2 ways to leave there's 2 ways to leave the temple. One is you can just play this card and say you leave, which is awesome because you will actually keep everything that you've discovered, and you would actually keep that. And on your way out, these are basically kind of like one level, another level, like deeper into the temple. So on your way out, you would collect all the tokens that are still on these cards. Obviously, if there's more than one person, you will have to split it with the other person. Okay? So now you have a hazard. So the second way that you can leave is if 2 of the same hazard are uncovered, then all the people that are still exploring get scared and they all run out, and you take no findings, no gold, no treasures, nothing. So that's why this is a push your luck. So let's just say that you're there, okay? You have 1 hazard, and I do want to push my luck. I already have a bunch of stuff from this, but I want more. So the second round, everybody plays. You play that card again and say, I want to continue exploring further. So everybody that's still in will still be in play. Now you're going to throw that out. So now you got spiders. So now the odds that you're going to pull one of these 2 again is getting a little higher. I believe there's 4 of every card here. Actually, you know what? Let's go over here. It says 30 quest cards, 15 hazard cards. So there's 3 each of 5 hazards. So there's actually 3 of each hazard. And there's 5 different hazards in the game. So that's something to know. So let's just say, you know what? I don't care. I want to keep going because I want to get more treasures. So let's say the other person backs out. They're worried. So they keep their share. And you're like, you know what? I'm gonna push my luck and try to go further and see if I can make some more money. Boom. So now you made another 7. So you would take from your bag another 7 and put it outside here, and then have to, decide if you want to keep going. So once again, I want to try to push my luck and see if I can make more treasures, because you have to remember there's only 5 turns. So if you kind of chicken out 2 turns, that might cause you to lose the game. So you do have to push your luck a little bit and see what happens. So this one is 2. So now I'm even accumulating more. I mean, obviously you can back out at any time. Not push your luck. In this case, I think I'll take everything. So, boom. The next hand, I'm like, you know what? I'm out of here. I collect everything that was out here, put it in my tent, and that's mine. That can't be traded, taken out, sold, nothing like that. You keep that till the end of the game. And at the end of the game, you're going to count everything that you have in here. Everybody counts theirs, and whoever has the most wins. So really, really is that simple. Now, I'm going to show you that artifact and how that kind of changed the game a little bit from, I think, the original version of the game, which I think only either had 1 or didn't have any artifacts. So the cool thing with the artifacts is that they do a couple different things. They're actually game changers, I would say. So let's say you drew a artifact there. Now, an artifact, and remember there's 5 stages. So the first 3 stages, sorry, not the first 3 stages. The first 3 artifacts that are collected in gameplay are worth 5 points, and the last 2 that are collected in the game are 10 points. It is pretty common to go through the whole game and only have 2 artifacts collected, because it really is all about the shuffling and how that goes. So The other thing that's pretty cool is, let's say this is everything that's on the board. If you leave by yourself, you do get to collect the artifact. Okay? And then that's kind of like a guaranteed 5 points, and you just put it on the side, and that's yours. I'll put it over there somewhere. Now, if there's multiple people playing and 2 or more people leave at the same time, nobody collects the artifact. So sometimes you want to bluff a little bit and maybe leave a little earlier just so you can get the guaranteed 5 points and whatever else you collected, even if you think that there is an opportunity to keep playing and win more stuff. So it kind of adds a little bit of a twist because it makes this an automatic, value of 5 plus whatever you've already collected on your way out, which is pretty cool. And then, like I said, the last 2 to be collected, if you do collect all of them, the last 2 are worth 10 apiece. So at the end of the game, that could be a little bit of a game changer for sure, getting that extra 10, which is pretty cool. So here's the other thing too, and I didn't actually mention this earlier. So let's say we have these 2 hazards here. I'm just going to see if I can find another hazard. There's probably one right up here somewhere. All right, so this one here. So let's say we have this, and we all push our luck, and that comes out on the board. Now we have 2 of the same hazard. We all get scared. Nobody gets any winnings that's still playing, which kind of stinks. It happens, but that's why you're pushing your luck here. And what happens is one of these 2 actually gets discarded from the game. And then you reshuffle everything, and then you keep going with the next stage and the next stage. So remember, there's 3 hazards of each. So now there's only 2 hazards. So it actually increases your chance of not getting a hazard, which is nice. And you also would get the artifact for the next round. Put it in here, shuffle, and then just keep going. So I hope I didn't make it sound too difficult. It really is extremely, extremely easy. You're just basically shuffling your hand each turn. I mean, not your hand, sorry, the deck each turn. Putting one down, stating if you're in or if you're out. Placing the next one, stating if you're in, you're out. Putting the next one, stating if you're in or out. And then if you're out, you collect your share of what you've collected and anything that's still on the board, unless it's more than one person, and then you do have to split it up evenly amongst each other. So it's 5 rounds. There's not too much to think about, so it does go pretty quickly. And then, like I said, the big game changers are going to be the artifacts, because if you do go after them, guaranteed somebody else is going to try to go after them too, and that's what kind of adds a little bit of a twist, I think, and a little bit of an extra punch with the artifacts, because they are obvious things that people are going to try to go after. And then at the end of the game, you add everything that you have in your tent, and the winner is chosen. It's really that simple, and because this is a game that you can play up to 8 people, and this particular version does have all the tents and everything for 8 people to play. It's one of those easy ones that if you do have a crowd, it can be pretty fun, and keeps everybody engaged, and it's actually pretty funny too when you're trying to mind trick somebody else to continue playing even though they're scared and they don't want to do it. So very, very easy game to play. It doesn't cost that much. I'd say under $30, but it's fun. Kids can learn how to play it. It's a very, very easy concept. Just fun overall. Definitely a game to check out if you're looking for something fun for a crowd, or something to play in basically under 30 minutes. It's a great game for that too. Thanks for watching.